Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. With me, Edu Renaldi Barat, in our great show, One Show Talk Show. Civil engineering is a science that studies about how build, design, renovate not only buildings and infrastructure, but also environment for the people of human good life. Okay, therefore, our theme today is civil engineering now and then. And for sure, we have invited four people related to our theme on this day. Let's give a big applause for our guest star today. There is Mr. Geraldo, Mr. Mesak, Mr. Bisma, and Mr. Efron.
Hello everyone.
Hello
Hello
everyone.
everyone.
Okay, hello. Thanks for coming to our show today, Mr. Geraldo, Mesak, Bisma, and Efron. Nice to meet you guys. First, I want to ask to Mr. Geraldo. Mr. Geraldo, when we talk about technology, especially technological development, especially to technology today's technological development currently developing, do you think the technology influence of the world of civil engineering or in the construction site? If yes, can you explain or what is an example of technology in the construction site or world of civil engineering, Mr. Geraldo?
Thank you, Mr. Edo. That is a nice question. Yes, technological advances that exist today are very helpful and influencing in civil engineering or in on construction. And I think it's just not in the field of civil engineering, but in all field. For example, we got a BIM or Building Information Modeling is one of artificial intelligence development models. BIM has an important role in the world transformation construction. This technological capable of cutting time, error, and cost with very good. We also have a virtual assistant to use natural speed picture to BIM information system so that make it easy for technician to get information quickly. Thank you, Mr. Edu.
Okay, so the development of technology is also influenced and very helpful, right? And I think it's not just very helpful and influence. It can also save the cost of construction itself, right? Okay, thank you, Mr. Geraldo. Now I want to inquire about health and safety in the construction site. Mr. Mesak, how do you respond it?
Okay, in my response, construction workers have a very high risk of worker accident. And they are not only construction workers. Other workers must also have a risk individually. It is important for workers to be on the job as well understand the danger that may be faced in order to avoid work accident. Such like wearing safety shoes, glove, mask, safety glass, protector face, and like wearing a helmet head protection. Another effort that can be done is by conducting work safety coaching, such as brief counseling or safety talk. Safety commits or create a comfortable working atmosphere and discipline, as well through working training. Thank you.
Wow, impressive. Thank you, Mr. Mesak and Mr. Bisma. Oh, Mr. Geraldo. Okay, from a health of point of view, do you have any comments or any tips about health in construction site or world of civil engineering, Mr. Bisma?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edu Rinaldi. Yes, I want to add a little of what has been said by Mr. Mesak. Apart from that, safety in construction or in the world of work, health is also necessary. We pay attention, such as getting enough sleep, exercise, and taking vitamin before work to keep our bodies fit while working. Then keep eating well so they can think well, maintain concentration, and solve the problem. And finally, if you see any problems or issues, or you are experiencing it yourself, like not feeling well, having headache, or being exposed to construction materials or whatever, immediately report this to your supervisor as soon as possible. So that's all for me. From me.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Mr. Mesak and Mr. Bisma and Mr. Geraldo too, for providing explanation about technology and about health and safety in the construction site. Isn't that amazing, right? Yeah, it's so amazing. Okay, next, when we talk about job future in the civil engineering, expect being a constructor, there is any else when we graduate in the civil engineering, Mr. Efron?
Thank you, Mr. Edo. Yes, we know that it is one of the jobs when we graduate and have taken education in civil engineering courses was construction. However, not only just a construction job when we graduate later. Before talking about its future job prospect, we must be able to distinguish between architecture majors with civil engineering majors. Because people sometimes misunderstand the latter these measures. In simple terms, an architect will create a building design which will then be carried out by civil engineer. Civil engineering job opportunities or prospects are actually wide open. Not only construction only, but like being a surveyor, drafter, project manager, structural planning, construction director, and planning consultant. Thank you, Mr. Edo.
Okay, what a nice explanation, Mr. Efron. So you mean like not only being a contractor, right? There is a surveyor, drafter, project manager, or consultant analysis, or anything else. And you can be a lecturer too. Wow, what a great explanation for our all guest star today. Okay, for before we are closing this show, can you have can you have I mean like do you have any closing message or closing statement for all or our audience in the house? Start from Mr. Gerardo, maybe.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for you all coming to this show. This such a nice grade, and we get some information from the technological advance and healthy and safe in a construction. And maybe just it from me, and keep safe and keep healthy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Geraldo, and don't forget to keep safe and keep healthy, right? Maybe Mr. Bisma Mesak, there is any
Oh,
comment?
okay.
Yes, please.
First, I would like to thank all of the wonderful people who spoke and participated. And I have one word. It costs money to stay healthy, but it's even more expensive to get sick. So that for that we must to maintain our health. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mesak. Maybe Mr. Bisma or Mr. Efron first.
Yes, thank you,
Okay,
Mr.
Mr. Bisma.
Mr. Edo Rinaldi.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to thank you guys to participate this talk show.
Thank you.
And from me, we listen carefully and remember what we say because it can be useful for our activity. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
Mr. Bisma. Maybe you can add some a little bit, Mr. Efron, to our audience.
For me, thank you for the time and nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
Okay, what a nice closing statement. Well, thanks for our guest star today. You are so amazing, guys. We have talked about technology and safety and healthy in the construction site and job future in the civil engineering when you graduate. I want to thanks to all the guest star, of course, today and all our audience in the house. Thank you for you listening us until now. That's all for today. See you with another guest star or another day or another semester. God bless you all. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you very much to all our guest star, Mr. Geraldo, Mr. Mesak, and Mr. Wisma and Efron to join our talk show today, to join to our show, one show, of course. And thank you too to audience, of course, or participant or listeners in the house that you are still here from the beginning until the closing. We have talked about civil engineering now and then, from technology, safety and health, and job future when you graduate in civil engineering. And of course, we have known that technology is influenced the world of civil engineering or construction site. It's so very, very helpful or useful, and it can be save the money of construction itself. And yeah, it's so good having a great technology in this era. And we have talked about health and safety that Mr. Mesak or Mr. Bisma said before, like you have to keep safe and keep healthy if when you go to the construction site or anything job that you have take some vitamins or doing exercise, sleep enough, using a helmet protection, glasses or mask, and anything else that he said before. And the job in the future in the civil engineering we have talked to, like Mr. Efron said, it's not only being a contractor when you graduate in the civil engineering. You can be a drafter, surveyor, analysis, structure, or consultant too. Or maybe you can be a lecturer too, like, but you have to take a magister to be a lecturer. I think that's the rules. Okay, thank you very much and see you next time. God bless you.